Did you know there are surprising secrets about God's choice of Moses that have never been revealed? Get ready to uncover the untold truth that will completely change your perspective on this iconic biblical figure. Have you ever wondered why God chose Moses among so many others? What was so special about this man? Today, we will explore little-known aspects and surprising revelations of Moses' story. We will dive deep into the historical context and understand the divine reasons behind this choice. To start, imagine yourself living in ancient Egypt. The Israelites had been under the yoke of slavery for centuries, working hard without hope of liberation. In this bleak scenario, Moses was born. His birth was miraculous. At a time when Pharaoh had ordered the death of all Hebrew boys, Moses' mother hid him for 3 months. When she could no longer hide him, she placed him in a basket on the Nile, trusting in divine providence. This providence manifested when Pharaoh's daughter found the basket. She adopted the baby and raised him as her own son. Moses grew up in the palace, receiving the best education in Egypt. However, despite living as an Egyptian prince, he never forgot his Hebrew roots. This internal conflict between his Hebrew identity and his Egyptian life shaped his personality and prepared the way for his future role as a leader. Moses' true calling happens years later at Mount Sinai. As an adult, Moses impulsively kills an Egyptian who was mistreating a Hebrew. Fleeing to the desert, he settles in Midian and becomes a shepherd. It is here in the middle of nowhere that God reveals himself to him through a burning bush. Imagine the scene, a bush on fire that does not burn up and a voice calling his name. God gives Moses a mission to free the people of Israel from slavery. But why Moses? What was it about him that made him the chosen one? The answer lies in his unique qualities and characteristics. First, his unwavering faith. Moses believed in God's power, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. He obeyed divine commands, confronting Pharaoh and leading the Israelites through the Red Sea, an act that required immense faith and courage. Besides faith and courage, Moses was also a natural leader. He guided an entire people through the desert, facing rebellions, hunger, and thirst. He remained steadfast, always seeking divine guidance. His leadership was characterized by justice and a relentless pursuit of his people's well-being. He was an intermediary between God and the Israelites, always interceding for them even when they sinned. Another striking characteristic of Moses was his humility. The Bible describes him as the most humble man on earth. He never boasted about his achievements and always gave credit to God. Even when God proposed to destroy the Israelites and make Moses a great nation, he interceded for the people, showing a genuinely selfless heart. But beyond these visible qualities, there are deeper revelations about Moses' selection. According to the scriptures, Moses' life was prophesied. He was part of the divine plan from the beginning. His story is intertwined with the promise of the Israelites' deliverance. Moses is often compared to Jesus, seen as a type of Christ. Both were leaders who guided their people from slavery to freedom. The symbolism of Moses goes further. He is a figure who prepares the way for the coming of Jesus. His life and mission reflect the redemption and liberation that Jesus would bring. Moses was chosen not only for his qualities, but because he embodied the divine plan of salvation. He was a crucial part of fulfilling God's promises. And the legacy of Moses is not confined to his time. His influence is felt even today. He is a central figure in shaping the spiritual identity of Israel. His teachings and laws have shaped Jewish culture and religion. Moses was not only a liberator, but also a legislator, prophet, and shepherd. His impact is eternal, and his story continues to inspire millions of people around the world. Reflecting on the choice of Moses, we can draw valuable lessons for our own lives. His qualities of faith, courage, humility, and leadership are examples we can all follow. Like Moses, we all have a special purpose. God chooses ordinary people to do extraordinary things. Moses was an ordinary man with flaws and doubts, but with divine guidance, he became one of the greatest leaders in history. And just like Moses, we all face challenges and moments of doubt. But it is in these moments that we should remember his story and be inspired by his faith and perseverance. God has a plan for each of us, and even when we do not understand the path, we must trust his wisdom and move forward. The choice of Moses shows us that God sees beyond appearances. He knows our hearts and our abilities. He chooses those who are willing to listen to his voice and obey his commands. Moses was an imperfect man, but he was chosen for his willingness to serve and his unwavering faith. For as you reflect on the life of Moses, remember that you too are part of a divine plan. God has a special purpose for you. And just like Moses, you can achieve great things if you trust in God and follow his guidance. Be faithful, courageous, and humble. And always remember to intercede for others, showing love and compassion, just as Moses did. The story of Moses is proof of God's transformative power. He can take an ordinary life and turn it into something extraordinary. He can use our weaknesses to show his strength, and he can guide us through the toughest challenges if we are willing to follow his lead. So no matter what challenges you are facing today, remember Moses. Remember his faith, his courage, and his humility, and trust that God has a plan for you, a plan that is bigger and better than anything you can imagine. As you finish this journey through the life of Moses, I hope you feel inspired and strengthened. May your faith be renewed and your courage revitalized, and may you be ready to follow the path that God has for you with confidence and determination. Just as God chose Moses, he has also chosen you, and he has a special purpose for your life. Trust in him, follow his guidance, and see the extraordinary things he can do through you. If you enjoyed this video and want to continue exploring fascinating biblical stories with us, don't forget to give a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to receive updates on our next videos. Share this knowledge with your friends and family so they can discover these amazing truths as well. Leave a comment below about what surprised you the most in Moses' story and what other biblical story you would like to see here. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.